Hi, I'm back. I'll be reading the Bible. I'll be reading the Bible using the reading plan from the daily audio Bible app, and I'm in the I'm be I'm be I'm in the chronological section, chronological, and I'll be reading for January 14th, 2021. And so I'll be reading Job chapters 38 and 39. Job chapter 38. God's God's justice, wrong view, correct view, law of fairness, God, justice. There is a law of fairness or justice that is higher and more absolute than God. It is it is binding even for God. God must act in response to that law in order to be fair. Our response is to appeal to that law. God himself is the standard of justice. He uses his power according to his own moral perfection. Thus, thus, whatever he does is fair, even if we don't understand it. Our response is to appeal directly to him. To him. The Lord speaks. The Lord speaks. Job chapter 38. Then the Lord spoke to Job out of the storm. He said, Who is this that obscures my plans with words without knowledge? Brace yourself like a man. I will question you. And you shall answer me. Where were you? Where were you when I laid the earth's foundation? Tell me, if you understand who marked off its dimensions. Solely you know who stretched a measuring line across it. On what were its footings set, or who laid its cornerstone? While the morning stars sang together, and all the angels shouted for joy. Who shut up the sea behind doors when it burst forth from the womb? When I made the clouds its garment and wrapped it in thick darkness. When I fixed limits for it and set its doors and bars in place. When I said, this far you may come and no further. Here is where your proud ways halt. Have you ever have you ever given orders to the morning or sown dawn its place that it might take the earth by the edges and shake the wicked out of it? The earth takes shape like clay under a seal. Its features stand out like those of a garment. The wicked are denied their right, and the upright arm is broken. Have you journeyed to the springs of the sea, or walked in the recess of the deep? Have the gates of death been shown to you? Have you seen the gates of the deepest darkness? Have you comprehended the vast expanses of the earth? Tell me, if you know all this, what is the way to the abode of light? And where does the darkness reside? Can you take them to their places? Do you know the paths to their dwelling? Surely you know, for you were already born. You have lived so many years. Have you entered the storehouses of the snow, or seen the storehouses of the hail? Which I resolve for times of trouble, for days of war and battle? What is the way to the place where the lightning is dispersed, or the place where the east winds are scattered over the earth, or who cuts a channel for the torrents of rain and a path for the thunderstorm, to water a land where no one lives, and an uninhabited desert, to satisfy a desolate wasteland, and make it sprout with grass. Does the rain have a father? Who fathers the drops of dew? From whose womb comes the ice? Who gives birth to the frost from the heavens? When the water become hard as stone, even the surface of the deep is frozen. Can you bind the chains of the Pleiades? Can you loosen Orion's belt? Can you bring forth the constellations in their seasons, or lead out the bear with its cubs? Do you know the laws of the heavens? Can you set up God's domain over the earth? Can you raise your voice to the clouds and cover yourself with a flood of water? Do you send the lightning bolts on their way? Do they report to you, here we are? Who gives the IBIS wisdom, or gives the rooster understanding? Who has the wisdom to count the clouds? Who can tip over the water jars of the heavens? When the dust becomes hard and the clods of earth stick together, do you hunt the prey for the lioness and satisfy the hunger of the lions? When they crunch, and the dance or lie in wait in a thicket, who provides food for the raven? When it's young, cry out to God and wander about for lack of food. Job chapter 39. Do you know when the mountain goats give birth? Do you watch when the doe bears her fawn? Do you count the months till they bear? Do you know the time they give birth? They crunch down and bring forth their young. The labor pains are ended. The young thrive and grow strong in the wilds. They leave and do not return. Who let the wild donkey go free? Who untie its ropes? I give it. Who untie its ropes? I give it the wasteland as its homes, the salt flat as its habitat. It laughs at the commotion in the town. It does not hear a driver shout. It ranges the hills for its pasture and searches for any green thing. Will the wild ox consent to serve you? Will it stay by your manger at night? Can you hold it to the furrow with a harness? Will it till the valleys behind you? Will you rely on it for its great strength? Will you leave your heavy work to it? Can you trust it to haul in your grain and bring it to your threshing floor? The wings of the ostrich flap joyfully, though they cannot compare with the wings and feathers of the stork. She lays her eggs on the ground and lets them warm in the sand. I'm mindful that may crush them, that some wild animal may trample them. She treats her young harshly, as if they were not hers. She cares not that her labor was in vain, for God did not endow her with wisdom or give her a share of good sense. Yet when she spreads her feathers to one, Yet when she spreads her feathers to run, she laughs at horse and rider. Do you give the horse its strength, or clothe its neck with a flowing mane? Do you make it leap like a locust, striking terror with its proud snorting? It paws fiercely, rejoicing in its strength, and charges into the fray. It laughs at fear, afraid of nothing. It does not shy away from the sword. The quiver rattles against its side along with the flashing spear and lands. In frenzied excitement, it eats up the ground. It cannot stand still when the trumpet sounds. At the blast of the trumpet, it snarls ha. It catches the scent of battle from afar. The shout of commanders and the battle cry. Does the hawk take flight by your wisdom and spread its wings toward the south? Does the eagle soar at your command and build its nest on high? It dwells on a cliff and stays there at night. A rocky crag is it stronghold from there. It looks for food. Its eyes detect it from afar. Its young ones feast on blood, and where the slain are, there it is. There it is. Okay, that's all. Bye.